Arsenal nil, Everton nil. Embarrassing. Embarrassing performance. That was absolutely disgraceful. Disgraceful. I can't. To go from that performance against Monaco, where we looked so fluid, so creative, to this. And the thing is, I don't even know where to pinpoint it. I don't know why this is going on. I don't know how to dissect this, how to really take a look at what went wrong. Because I was really happy with the team. Against Fulham, it was very simple. We couldn't really create anything because we had players in the wrong position, no fluidity. But today, we put out the team that I wanted. I was really, really happy with the lineup that Arteta put out. And it just nothing. Absolutely nothing. Yeah. I mean, first half, we had a lot of control over the game. We pretty much lived on the ball, but really didn't create any chances at all. I can't even really remember any moments from that first half where we even came close to scoring. Odegaard had a couple of shots. I thought he was very, very poor today. That was one of his worst games this year. He was terrible. Absolutely terrible. He was poor last couple of games as well. I think really since that West Ham game, he's been very mediocre. He has. I haven't enjoyed his last 4 performances. I thought that the left-hand side looked absolutely woeful. Mikel Merino, I wanted to see him start. I wanted to see, a game where we would have a lot of control if he could bring anything. Because when we have seen him, we haven't been able to properly, see his ability on display. Was playing a lot when we were struggling to create anything. Like when we were just sitting off the ball a lot. But I thought that this would be a great opportunity. We're going to have a lot of the ball. We're going to control the game. I thought it would be a good opportunity where he can show what he can do. And he did nothing. He was anonymous. I cannot remember any positive link-up that he had with Martinelli, with Lewis Skelly, with anyone. He was so, so bad. He contributed absolutely nothing. Declan Rice. I mean, fuck. This season, he has been terrible. Terrible. And what I've noticed is him and Havertz cannot play together in the same team. I don't know what it is, but on the ball, if they're both in the same side, we look like we're a couple players down. It's just like Havertz, bro. I've been trying to defend him. I have. I was telling people in the summer that we can win the league with Havertz up front. I'm looking like an absolute buffoon. He's making me look like a moron because he offers nothing in attack. Nothing. Off the ball, him and Rice are great. Rice is brilliant defensively. He's an amazing ball winner. Havertz presses so well. But on the ball, nothing. They don't contribute anything. Havertz is never in the right scoring positions. When he is, his touch is terrible. His finishing is not amazing. And then Rice. I mean, we missed Partey dearly. And I'll get to the subs. I will talk about that eventually because I thought that his subs were a crime against humanity. But we were really missing Rice in that midfield, especially earlier on in the game because Partey did end up coming on. Rice just doesn't offer the same on-ball ability as Thomas Partey. The line-breaking passes were missed. It's just sideways passes, plays a winger along plays in a winger along the touchline. It's the same shit every single time. We are so predictable in possession. Even Erdegaard today, Erdegaard had no creativity at all. He played a couple of balls over the top that weren't clicking. He just didn't offer any sort of creative spark or anything. I thought the defense was fine. I mean, William Saliba and Gabriel, they did their job. Obviously, we could have massively benefited from a set-piece goal. But if we had won this game, say 1-0 with a corner or a free kick or something, I wouldn't really be saying anything different. Because yes, a win is a win. And with Liverpool dropping points to Fulham, a win could have been huge for our season. But this is really becoming an issue. I said after the Manchester United game that it's all good to win games from corners. It's fine. It's great to see us have these kinds of performances where we're not able to create a whole lot and still get the win from corners. It shows a real champion mentality to win games like this with set pieces, but it can't be every week. You know, when we're against a team like Everton, who are going to let us sit on the ball for the whole game, we had almost 80% possession. We need to score open play goals. We have not scored a goal in the Premier League from open play since West Ham. Which goal was it? So the first goal in West Ham was Gabriel. The second one was the penalty. The third goal was a Trossard one. Since that Havertz goal, where Trossard played that ball over to Kai Havertz, he runs through on goal and scores. That is the last open play goal we've scored in the Premier League. We've played 3 games since then. 7 halves of football, because that was in the first half. Over 300 Premier League minutes without scoring a goal from open play. And look, we had that game against Monaco, where we looked exceptional. It was just terrible finishing. But I don't know what it is. I said Rice and Havertz. Maybe that's the problem. Because Monaco, we saw Jesus up front. And look, his finishing was abysmal. But at least he offered some sort of link-up. At least he actually helped the attack in some sort of way. Let's take a look at our most recent games. Because I really want to figure this out. Everton, Havertz and Rice both started and we were shit. Monaco, Rice in the 6 and Jesus up front. We saw a lot of quality link up. Fulham, our defense was a joke. We had Timber left back, Partey right back. We were never going to do anything there. Man United, Havertz up front, Rice in the team as well. Really, the last time that we've seen Havertz and Rice both in the starting 11 and we played great fluid football was West Ham. This isn't good. We have a lot of problems here. And look, I'm not even going to talk about the Premier League table position at the moment because people have gone on and on and on about how we haven't been good enough, how we are miles behind Liverpool. It goes so much deeper than that. So much deeper because this was supposed to be the run where we would win every game. This was supposed to be it. After Nottingham Forest, this was supposed to be when Arsenal would win 5 to 10 games in a row in the Premier League and try and close that gap. And Liverpool have been dropping points. They've dropped points in their last 2 Premier League games. But we haven't been able to take advantage of that. Because in 3 game weeks, Arsenal and Liverpool have both got 2 draws. We won, they had a game in hand. If they were to win their game in hand, we'll be on level terms with them following that result to Chelsea. Since the international break, when everything was supposed to be fixed, we haven't gained anything on Liverpool at all. Nothing. It's a joke. It's actually really, really bad. And the subs. Oh dear. The subs were a disgrace. When he took Odegaard and Rice off, I thought, bold decision. I wanted Rice to come off. I enjoyed I very much thought that the Rice substitution was the right call. I don't know why he brought on Jorginho instead of Partey. What he should have done, this is what he should have done. He should have taken Marino and Rice off for Partey and Nwaneri. That's what he should have done. He should have moved Odegaard to the left because on the right he was doing nothing. We had no creativity on the left whatsoever. I want to see this team have Odegaard and Nwaneri in the same midfield. Rice to play those Partey to play those line-breaking passes. Marino and Rice offered nothing. But this manager, I swear, the same thing happened last season with Havertz, and it's happening again with Marino. He signs a player that no one rates, that people say isn't good enough. Well, I said Marino wasn't good enough. Arsenal fans love him for some reason. He's terrible. That guy is trash. Yeah, he's so bad. And then he just doesn't admit when he's wrong. He kept Marino on for far too long. Shit. Oh, but no. He had to take off Rice, Odegaard, and then he had the audacity to take off Lewis Skelly and leave Marino on. Why would you take off Lewis Skelly? That Lewis Skelly substitution annoyed me more than anything. Because the same shit happened. The same shit happened. I remember saying to myself, watch, he's going to take Lewis Skelly off for Partey, and he's going to do this bullshit of Partey right back, Timber left back, and that's exactly what he did. Why? If you were going to take Lewis Skelly off, put on Kieran Tierney. Why isn't Kieran Tierney getting any game time? I don't get it. It has failed time and time again. Timber cannot play left back, and look, Timber was pretty trash today. Even when he was at right back, it wasn't the best performance. But I'm not going to sit here and slate Timber because of it. Because there were so many more problems than Yuri and Timber. We know how good Yuri and Timber can be on the right. Because the right-hand side was really the only area of the pitch where we offered anything. I remember, Odegaard pissed me off so much. There was one passage of play where Saka picks up the ball in his own half. Why Saka's doing this when we're playing against Everton with 80% of the ball, I don't get. He's got 3 Everton players on him. He makes a turn, gets past all of them, and there's no one there. No one there at all. Where is Odegaard? Where is the creative spark who was supposed to be helping Bukayo Saka on the right-hand side? He's nowhere to be seen. This guy, he takes way too many touches. He doesn't play the right passes, and I'm a massive Odegaard fan. You know, when he came back those first few games from the international break, I thought we looked so much better. Against Forest, against Chelsea, against West Ham, he was incredible. But since then, he has been shit. He's offered fuck all. And he got hooked again. Yeah, we really need it. We really need to change something. Because it's just not good enough. And I don't even think Saka was that bad. Saka had no help whatsoever. He was trying to create things as much as he could. He put in a few good crosses. Yeah. Let's do player ratings. Because I feel like there's nothing else I can really say. I don't know how else I can... Because I don't have what solutions. I don't know how to fix this. Because that is the lineup I wanted. If we saw Timber left back, Partey right back again, then I would have been... Then it would be clear what the issue is. But I was so happy with this lineup, and it was still terrible. The substitutions were a problem, but the only reason we needed to make those bold subs is because we were terrible in the first half. The first half is the one that's more alarming to me, because that was the best team. The second half, I can sit here and blame Arteta. I can sit here and say that those substitutions were terrible. Why do we have Partey right back again? It clearly doesn't work. Why didn't he bring on Sterling? That's the other thing. What is the point in signing Sterling? There was all this hype on deadline day that we finally brought in an attacker. a terrible one. We were looking for players like Isak, Gyökeres, Bakayoko, good players that were going to improve our team, and we bring in Sterling on loan. It was just to show that he wanted to get an attacker in for the PR. But he just hasn't played him. He clearly never intended to sign Raheem Sterling. He just couldn't sign an attacker, and he panicked on the last day, brought Sterling in, and he just has not played. But let's do player ratings. In goal, David Raya had nothing to do. His build-up was fine, I guess. I'll just give him a 5. Just didn't really need to do anything. Everton didn't have a single shot on target. It would have helped if, he had had a bit of a creativity in his distribution, but I'm not going to rely on our goalkeeper to get us goals. Saliba and Gabriel, they can both get 8s. They were our 2 best players on the pitch by far. There was a couple times where Calvert-Lewin held up the ball well and Everton were able to go forward. But I'm not going to sit here and say anything bad about them because at the end of the day, they didn't concede a single shot on target. The only real chance Everton had was right at the start of the game when Gabriel made that massive block. And they were just super solid. They were the ones that I saw on the ball the most because we had the ball in our own half for so long. No one could move the ball forward. They sat on it for so long. It was one of the most boring games of football I've watched. Timber can get a 6. No, I'll give Timber a 5. He wasn't very good. There were a couple moments where he ran forward but just couldn't get anything going. This was one of his worst games that I've seen him start at right back. And then when he got moved to left back, even worse. Miles Lewis-Skelly, I'll give a 7. I thought he was good. I thought he looked really good on the ball. He was super composed. In his full Premier League debut, he was one of our best players when we were at home to Everton. Not looking good. Those are the highest ratings you'll see. Declan Rice. Declan Couscous, as he's otherwise referred to. I'm going to give him a 4. I mean, people are going to sit here and say that he controlled the game, that he won the ball in midfield, but when you're playing that number 6 position against a low block, we need you to play those line-breaking passes. We need you to help us in the build-up. And I think we need to drop Declan Rice the next time we come up against a low block. I think we do. Because he just doesn't offer enough going forward. He does not offer enough going forward. So even though he was winning the ball, he was great off the ball, helped us retain possession, what the hell is the point if we can't create any chances? Mikel Merino can get a 3. Didn't even try, did nothing. A spectator. I cannot think of a single good moment that he had. Ødegaard can get I'll give Ødegaard a 5. I don't think he was as bad as the other 2. The reason I've mainly criticized him was because I expect more from him. Played a couple of balls that could have maybe resulted in something, but again, really, really underwhelming performance from him. Martinelli. We need to have a serious conversation about this guy. Because he is not Brazilian. He's not Brazilian. Why it took so long for him to get subbed off, I don't know. Yeah, just really didn't do anything. None of his crosses had any chance of resulting in a goal. Wasn't able to beat his man. This guy's just terrible. He's just terrible. And everyone was saying, wait until we have a fluid left-hand side. Wait until Marino's there. Wait until Calafiori's there. We've seen him play with Mikel Merino now. Him and Merino have started twice in the same team, and he's done nothing both times. I've been Martinelli's biggest fan. I've been backing him for well over a year now when he's been terrible. And he was just, he's just done. I don't see him reviving his Arsenal career. Bukayo Saka can get a 7. Nah, 6. I'll give him a 6 just because he didn't actually create many clear-cut chances, but he was the one putting in the effort. I just realized I didn't give Martinelli a rating. You can get a 3. Saka can get a 6, more of a 6.5. I'm not going to slate Saka. I'm not going to criticize him at all because everything went through him. Similar to the Fulham game where the rest of the attack was terrible and Saka was trying to bail out this team and he just couldn't. We can't sit here and rely on him to bail us out game after game. He already did it against Monaco. He was involved in all 3 goals. I'm not going to sit here and expect him to do the same shit week in, week out because no one can expect that from their players. No one in their right mind, unless you're Lionel fucking Messi, you're not going to bail your team out every single game. It's just not going to happen. And Kai Havertz can get a 2. He was the worst player on the pitch. He was the worst player on the pitch. I remember there was a moment where Odegaard played him clean through and he just completely scuffed it. Didn't scuff the shot. Just could not even get possession on the ball. On the ball, this guy's terrible. I hear about his technical ability. He is a fucking giraffe. He is. He's not a unicorn. He's a giraffe. He's this fucking lanky cunt. Excuse my language, but I'm really pissed off. He's this lanky geezer that looks terrible on the ball, that offers no counter-attacking threat. That's the thing that annoyed me the most. In the second half, when Everton were actually trying to play a little bit forward, we had so many clear-cut counter-attacking chances, but Odegaard and Havertz kill the counter every single time. Every time, these guys kill the counter. And I don't know whether it's the manager. I don't know whether we're just trying to have too much control in the game. It is okay to sit back for 10 odd minutes and counterattack. That is okay. Now for the subs. None of them did anything. I thought Jorginho was actually not too bad. I thought that he was trying to create something. He did more than Rice did going forward. So I'll give Jorginho a 6. Nwaneri just wasn't really able to get involved in the game too much. He can get a 5. Partey, he was out of position. He looked half decent when he came on. I give him 5. Yeah, all the subs can get 5s, except Trossard, who can get a 3 because he was terrible. He was absolutely shite. Overall, this was a terrible performance. We've got Palace in the cup. If this manager wants to keep his job, we need to at least win one of those cups. Carabao Cup or FA Cup, we got to win one of those. And we have to beat Palace. That is I feel like I'm saying this every week, must-win game. If he throws away this cup competition on Wednesday, get him gone. I'm sorry. I try and back this manager, and I'm not going to go out as an avid Arteta router, but he needs to win something this season. He has to. He can't go trophyless and finish above Slot and Maresca in their first season. This is his 6th season at the club, and he has 1 FA Cup and a couple of second-place finishes to show for it. It's getting ridiculous. Anyway, I hope you all have a great day. We got to turn our attention to the Palace game. I didn't really make any content over the past week or so. I just wasn't really feeling it. I'm going to try my best to get consistent videos coming out because I've wanted to for a while. I just haven't really had the time, haven't had the motivation to, but I'm going to try as hard as I can. Let's turn to Crystal Palace because, yeah, it's a must-win game. I cannot believe we have failed to capitalise in back-to-back weeks of Liverpool not winning. Liverpool didn't even play last week. They managed to get one over us without even kicking a ball. We've got 2 games against Palace. I'm going to do a double preview. I'm going to sort of look at both games, and then after the Carabao Cup game, I'll then have another look at the league game, because when we play these sort of when we play teams twice in 1 week, it's good to just have a big double preview of Arsenal versus Palace. Thank you guys for watching, and I will see you in the next video. This week, I said I was going to do it last week, but I didn't. This week, I will do a game week review because we've got the Manchester Derby as well. So there will be some big results. There already has been. I will catch you in the next video. Peace. Come on, you Gunners.